Kung nagtatrabaho ka abroad, taxable ba dito sa Pilipinas ang sahod mo sa ibang bansa?
Paano naman yung kinikita mong renta o kaya interes sa bangko habang wala ka rito sa Pilipinas? Welcome to Legal Guide Philippines, where we simplify the law to help you
You?
make better choices. I'm attorney Erwin Zagala and I'm with my partner.
Attorney Ramon Ramirez. Okay, so today, meron tayong sulat na naman galing sa isa sa ating mga readers. Ang pangalan niya si Miss Lay. I'm Lay. Hello. Nice to see you. Okay, ang sabi niya, Dear attorneys, good day po. I am an OFW currently working in Dubai. Wow, Dubai. Meron kaming friend na recently na-assign dyan sa Dubai, no?
New Dubai resident.
Newly
Ayan.
Dubai. Kakapalit niya lang yata ng Facebook niya.
Yes.
Shout
Shout out Arch.
hello, Attorney Archie. Ayan. So, so Dubai si Miss Lay, no? I have a condo in QC na pinaparentahan ko at meron din akong savings account sa Maribank na kumikita din ng interest. Gano'n kaya kalaking interest yun?
Oo, bangko eh.
Anyway, ayan. Sabi ng mga kasama ko dito, dahil nasa abroad daw ako, wala na ako dapat bayaran na tax sa Pilipinas. Tama po ba ito? Ayan, this is from Miss Lay. Ayan, thank you very much, Lay, for your letter. No? And that's a very good letter and something that we'd be happy to talk about. So, siguro before we continue with yung question ni Lay, it's important for us to understand ano-ano ba yung mga klase ng taxpayers under our law, no? Under our tax law. No?
Iba-iba yan.
Iba-iba kasi yan. No? So, si Lay is what you call an individual. No? Individual as opposed to a company or a juridical person. Okay? Individual meaning physical na tao, no? Ako, ikaw, no? Lahat na nakikita niyo mga physical na tao, individuals yan. Meron din kasi tayong taxpayer na tinatawag na juridical person or yung mga kumpanya usually. Yan, okay. So, pag-usapan muna natin yung individual, no? Si Lay, malamang since tinatagalog tayo, malamang citizen yan ng Philippines, no? Or at least for now, no? Citizen ng Philippines. So, kung citizen ka ng Pilipinas, dalawang klaseng taxpayer yan, no? You can either be a resident citizen, ibig sabihin, residente ka ng Pilipinas at citizen ka ng Pilipinas. And meron ding tinatawag na non-resident citizen. Sabihin, citizen ka nga ng Pilipinas or Pilipino ka, pero hindi ka residente ng Philippines at the time. Okay? Yan. So, yun ang ano natin, no? Yun ang mga two kinds of citizens na taxpayer. Iba yung pag-tax sa isang resident citizen, iba ang pag-tax sa non-resident citizen. Okay, ano ba yung pinagkakaiba? No, ang pinagkakaiba niyan, ang resident citizen ay resident citizen tinatax yan or is taxed from all sources. From all sources from within the Philippines or sabi ng tax code, without the Philippines. So, let's just say outside. No?
Sa madaling salita, para sa hindi mga naglo-law school, anything sa loob at sa labas ng Pilipinas. Yan.
Kinita mo man yan sa loob ng Pilipinas or kinita mo sa labas ng Pilipinas, lahat yan taxable if you are a resident citizen.
What about the digital world?
Pilipinong nakatira sa the digital world again will depend again kung saan nanggaling yung income, no? Ano yung pinanggagalingan ng income nung kahit sabihin natin na nakuha mo yan as a content creator or what not, no? It will depend ngayon kung saan nanggaling yung income. Okay? And ano yung nature ng income na yon, no? But that's too complicated now. But let's just understand that for a Filipino, a resident Filipino citizen, whether digital income yan na kinita mo abroad or whatnot, that's all taxed in the Philippines. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Ano naman yung non-resident citizen? Now before natin pag-usapan, ano ba yung taxation ng non-resident citizen? Ang non-resident citizen, paano natin masabi? Ang non-resident citizen.
OFW.
Generally now, so generally a non-resident citizen is somebody who is not currently residing in the Philippines and has no immediate intention to stay here, 'di ba? So let's say ang mga typical niyan yung mga nagtatrabaho abroad, no? Tulad ni Lay na OFW, no? Pwede rin yung mga na-assign for some time, no? For an extended period of time abroad for work, no? Pwede rin yung mga nag-asawa nasa ibang bansa na sila, no? And doon na sila nakatira nung asawa niya. That person can also be a non-resident. Okay. So ano ba yung non-resident citizen, 'di ba? Yung non-resident citizen in general, these are yung mga Pilipino na basically they're not residing in the Philippines, no, for an extended period of time, no. This can range from, let's say, 183 days up to 2 years, no, thereabouts. But more than yung number of days, what's important is yung intention nila, no? Yung meron ba silang immediate intention to come back to the Philippines and live in the Philippines? Yun yung iniintindi. Yun yung determinant natin kung non-resident citizen ba sila. Usually, sino ba yung mga yan? Yung mga OFW, no? Yung mga nagwo-work sa ibang bansa, either on a years and years and years, or na-assign sila for a short period of time, no? And short period of time being, let's say, more than 183 days, no, something like that. Or pwede rin yung mga nakapag-asawa, no, ng foreigner, and doon na sila naninirahan nung kanyang spouse or whatever, and has no immediate intention of coming back and staying here in the Philippines.
Actually, mababasa mo naman sa galaw. Di ba?
Yeah.
Kumuha na ng bahay doon,
Yes.
may trabaho na, seems happy sa mga social media post. Di ba? Parang seems settled in.
Yeah.
Kitang-kita naman.
Yeah, so these are ways to determine whether or not a person is a non-resident citizen.
So, Atty. Ramon, tama intindi ko, this should be determined on a case-to-case basis kasi intent ang tinitignan.
Yes.
Walang parang specific na, this time period, blah, blah, blah. Those are all indicators.
Yun nga, generally, pag wala here for already 2 years, medyo chances are non-resident na yan. No? Diba? Pero yun nga, for me kasi what's more important is yung intention. And ayun, no? So, paano naman tinatax ang non-resident citizens? Ang non-resident citizens are taxed only on income from sources in the Philippines. Okay. So, yan ang So, yun ang diferensya, no? Resident citizen, worldwide income, no? Philippines, outside of the Philippines, lahat ng income na kinikita nila taxable in the Philippines. For non-resident citizens, yung mga wala dito sa Pilipinas, should only be taxed on your Philippine-sourced income. Okay? So, yun ang natin. Yun ang kailangan yung malaman. Okay. Now, what if business owner ka naman, no? Attorney, hindi ako yung kumpanya ko ang importante, no? So, for business owners, usually yung mga ang mga domestic corporations, these are also treated like resident citizens.
So, hindi lang individuals, pati mga corporation, which are, juridical entities.
Registered here in the Philippines. So, domestic, no? If you are registered here in the Philippines, you are a domestic corporation, or you own a domestic corporation, that domestic corporation is also taxed from worldwide sources. Yan, okay. So, just so you know, meron ding other kinds of individual income taxpayers in the Philippines. Ang napag-usapan natin yung citizen, di ba? So, meron tayong nakatira dito at hindi nakatira dito, di ba? Meron din tayong tinatawag na aliens, no? And of course, it has to be said, yung mga aliens, we have to clarify, ibig sabihin natin yan as hindi yung mga galing sa ibang planeta. Aliens is galing sa ibang bansa under our law, no? So when you say so as a taxpayer, you also have a resident alien, no? So sino ba yung mga resident alien? Mga alien or mga taga-ibang bansa na dito na tumira with the intention of staying here on a long-term basis, no? So sino ba yung mga yan? Usually, ano ba yung sikat na term para sa kanila ngayon? Mga
Fam.
AFAM. Yan, yung mga AFAM. Typically, most likely these guys are resident aliens, no? Again, it's case-to-case basis. Kailangan pag-aralan ng tax professional ninyo kung ano yung classification.
Yes.
No? So aside from resident aliens, of course, meron din mga non-resident aliens. Okay? So iba naman yung taxation ng mga tao yun, hindi na natin pag-uusapan. Okay? So those are the yun yung mga ways in which itong mga klaseng taxpayer natatax. Okay? Now ikaw bilang OFW, kumikita ka ng salary, no? You are providing services to, let's say, your employer. I assume you have an employer, so you're providing services, work for an employer, and you're providing those services outside of the Philippines. No, 'di ba? So, binabayaran ka ng sweldo outside of the Philippines for services provided outside of the Philippines. So, malamang, and you are a non-resident citizen, I would assume. And since you are a non-resident citizen, you're only taxed on Philippine source income. So, yung sweldo mo sa Dubai, is that Philippine source income?
No.
No. So, tama yung mga friends mo saying na at least with respect to yung kinikita mo sa as a sweldo, hindi po yan subject to Philippine income taxation. Okay, clear. Now, what about yung sabi niya meron siyang condo na pinaparentahan niya. Okay. Now, yung condo na pinaparentahan mo is Philippine sourced income, no? Kasi the property here is here in the Philippines. Di malamang dito binabayaran, malamang dito pinapasok sa bank account mo. But more importantly kasi the property is here, no? So if it's rent income, that's going to be Philippine source, no? For a condo here in the Philippines. In which case, taxable ba 'yon kay Lay or hindi? When I say taxable in the Philippines? Yes.
That's a very good question.
Yes, because it's Philippine source na, 'di ba? And ang non-resident citizen is taxed only on Philippine source income. Yan. So, yung rent mo, that will be subject to Philippine income taxation. Please consult please consult an accountant or a tax professional kung what is the best way for you to comply with our tax laws, no? Kung paano niyo i-report 'yan. Kasi even though Philippine source income 'yan, posibleng subject pa rin 'yan to exemption, no? Hindi naman necessarily immediately subject na 'yan to yung graduated individual tax rates. Baka posibleng pumasok din tayo sa 8% flat rate, no? So there are ways to approach yung tax compliance niyo if may kinikita kang Philippine sourced income, no? Ipaaral nyo sa mag-consult tayo sa tax professional. Okay? But ang takeaway dapat is it's Philippine source income that needs to be reported or is subject to Philippine income taxation. Clear ba tayo? Okay. All right. Now, yung last niya sinabi yung Philippine bank accounts niya. Okay. So, paano mangyayari yan? No? So malamang, let's say, I think it's in Maribank. It's probably a bank here in the Philippines. No? So, kung ganyan, no? With respect to yung sweldo mo, yan, tinataksan yan sa Dubai. If any, no? If may tax sa Dubai. Yung rent income mo, reportable yan to the Philippines, no? So, paano ginagawa yan? Usually, may return yan, no? If kailangang i-report, no? May return na fina-file sa BIR and then meron tayong dapat bayaran. Okay? So merong extra step that you need to do to be able to report it. Now with respect to bank accounts, ano kasi yung tinatawag natin dyan passive income, no? Passive income. Usually yung kinikita mong interest sa sa bank deposit mo, no? Yes, that's income. Technically that's income. Kaya lang because it's in the nature of passive income, pumapasok din siya sa what you call yung final withholding tax, no? So, ano ba yung final withholding tax? Basically, bago pa ibayad sa iyo ng bangko, bago pa maglanding sa bank account mo yung interest na kinikita mo, kinaltas na nung bangko for you yung tax na kailangang ibayad sa gobyerno. Kaya sinasabing final withholding tax kasi nakuha mo na, no extra step na for you to do, no? Nakuha mo na yung neto and dapat na i-report na sa gobyerno yung income mo, no? Yung income tax mo on that interest. Okay? So,
what I like about this is at least one less thing to worry about sa May, di ba? Parang
Yes.
okay na, no need to report, binawas na.
correct. And even because final na siya, even sa return, no? Even sa tax return, no need na siya i-report, no? Kasi nga it was already been reported for you. And yes, you're correct. The way I imagine it, kasi nga passive income di ba? I-hassle mo pa ba yung sarili mo na mag-report ng passive income? Edi, i-withhold nyo na yung tax at source and then just give me the net, let me just enjoy yung passive income ko. So, parang ganun yung konsepto. Okay? So, marami tayong napag-usapan ngayon, Attorney Erwin, no? Oo. So, first we talked about yung how kinds of taxpayers are taxed, no? You have your resident citizen, non-resident citizen, We even talked about domestic corporations, di ba? We even talked about aliens, no? Resident aliens and non-resident aliens. Ayan. So ano tayo, no? Either worldwide yan or Philippine sourced only. Okay? Ang rule of thumb, basta dito nakatira at Pilipino, over lahat-lahat, no?
All in.
All in. Ang domestic corporation, because Filipino din yun, and dito rin yun nakaregister, all in. Okay? Everybody else, dapat Philippine sourced income lang. Okay. Ngayon, of course, like we said, no, because Philippine source income lang, ikaw na na OFW, yung sweldo mo doon lang yan, no. Kung nasaan ka man, doon lang siya matatax if may tax doon, no. I'm not sure, I don't remember na yung jurisdiction ng ng Dubai kung how they tax income, no. Anyway, next, yung business income mo, like yung rent, no, yung rent kasi that can be treated as business income. If that is Philippine sourced, then that is subject to tax in the Philippines. Check with your tax professional kung dapat ka bang exempt ka ba? Should you be subject to the graduated rates or are you qualified for the 8%, no? Check niyo yung kung ano yung nangyayari sa mo sa negosyo mo or sa parentahan mo, Miss Lay. And lastly, yung mga income like passive income structures, usually these are subject to a final withholding tax, no? Especially yung bank yan, final withholding tax yan. Hindi mo na kailangan masyadong problemahin yan. You are still being taxed, pero hindi mo na nararamdaman, no? Kasi na-i-report na. Okay? Ayan.
Now, for most of you, this guide on online taxes was more than enough. And if it makes your life easier, then you're very welcome. But there are those of you who will watch this video and end up asking more questions, di ba? Na parang, paano pala pag ganito or ganyan, di ba?
Well, so if that's you guys, we do conduct a specialized workshop. We call this the tax compliance and assessment workshop. No, you can learn more about this workshop and sign up by clicking any of the links below. And what will happen here in this session, we can teach you a clear, organized step-by-step process on how to register, file, and stay invisible to the BIR. No, by being 100% compliant. No. Pag 100% compliant, invisible.
Yeah.
You'll learn the actual math to compare the various rates so that you can pick the most tipid path. Learn various tips and tricks on how to minimize or control your tax exposure, and you'll gain confidence to handle BIR inquiries or audits without the usual panic.
But if what you need right now is an actual consultation, please do not hesitate to ask a consultant, or whether it's a lawyer or an accountant that you trust and is competent on these matters.
Correct.
Okay, you can actually use this video as a jump-off point para pag kinausap ninyo yung professional, you already have a running start, you already know the basics, and you can go for your questions. But if what you want is a consultation with either Attorney Ramon, myself, and our team, the link to book a clarity call is actually below in the description.
And thank you, Attorney Erwin. Now, so guys, one last thing. While your salary abroad is safe from the BIR because of your non-resident status, any income generated, again, here in the Philippines remains taxable. So treat your investments in the Philippines as a local business that requires proper compliance and master the math of your Philippine-sourced income so you can protect your assets and build a worry-free future pag uwi ninyo. So wasn't that simple? Now go make better choices.